Patriots fans, let's talk about a position that has quietly become one of the team's biggest question marks in recent years, the kicker. Throughout the past season, one question kept lingering in conversations among analysts and supporters alike. Who would be the next reliable leg to handle kicking duties for New England? The debate often revolved around Chad Ryland and Joey Sly, two players with potential but who left plenty of room for doubt. But now, a fresh face has entered the scene, someone who could very well be the long-term solution for this crucial role, Andres Borales. And trust me, if you're a Patriots fan, this is a name you're going to want to remember. Before we dive into why Borales could be a game changer, let's rewind a little and look at the bigger picture. Leading up to the draft, discussions frequently circled around a few key prospects. Among them were Andre Borales from the University of Miami and Ben Sauls from the University of Pittsburgh. To be completely honest, there was a widespread belief that Sauls was the safer pick. His stats, his mechanics, his consistency, they all suggested he might be the frontrunner. But in a move that reflected a deeper level of scouting and a clear vision for the future, the Patriots went with Borales. And honestly, once you understand his journey, you'll see why this decision makes a lot of sense. Borales' story isn't one of instant success or viral highlights. It's a narrative built on perseverance, learning from failure, and turning setbacks into fuel for growth. His time in Miami wasn't just about numbers on a stat sheet. It was a crash course in handling pressure, bouncing back from adversity, and proving doubters wrong. One of the defining moments of his college career came during his freshman year when the Hurricanes faced off against Virginia. The game was hanging by a thread, and Borales was called upon to attempt a 33-yard field goal that could have sealed the win. Unfortunately, the kick clanged off the upright, a brutal miss that ultimately cost Miami the game. For a young kicker, that kind of moment can be devastating. But for Borales, it became a turning point. He took that failure personally, not in a way that dragged him down, but in a way that pushed him to get better. After that game, he made a commitment to himself. He would dedicate himself fully, sharpen his focus, and work relentlessly to become not just a good kicker, but one of the best in college football and eventually in the NFL. It's that mindset, that refusal to let one bad moment define his career, that sets him apart. This is something I often tell young athletes. Mistakes are inevitable. You're going to miss kicks, drop passes, lose games. But what really matters is how you respond. Do you fold or do you fight back? Borales chose the latter. He embraced the grind, ironed out the inconsistencies, and built himself into a dependable weapon for the Hurricanes. Fast forward to his senior year, and the contrast is remarkable. Where once there was hesitation, now there's confidence. Looking back at Joey Sly's tenure with the Patriots, there were moments where fans thought, all right, maybe he's our guy. But those moments were often followed by frustrating games filled with missed opportunities. The inconsistency was hard to ignore, and every missed field goal reignited the conversation. Can we trust this guy when the game is on the line? That's precisely why Borales' arrival feels so refreshing. He brings a different kind of energy, a combination of experience, mental toughness, and technical precision. He's been through the fire, and he knows what it feels like to fail in front of a crowd. That experience has forged a player who doesn't flinch under pressure, who treats every kick like it could be the deciding factor. For a Patriots special teams unit that has been craving reliability, Borales represents a much-needed upgrade. When evaluating kickers, there's always a temptation to get lost in the raw numbers, but it's important to dig deeper. Borales was a 4-year starter for the Miami Hurricanes in the Atlantic Coast Conference, a competitive environment where every game tests a player's mettle. Miami's overall performance during his tenure was somewhat underwhelming, especially given their offensive potential. They had playmakers like Cam Ward, who ended up being the #1 overall pick for the Tennessee Titans. But despite the team's ups and downs, Borales consistently delivered. Statistically, his field goal success rate stands at an impressive 86% over 4 years. But beyond the overall percentage, what really jumps out is his ability to hit long-range kicks. In his final 2 seasons, he converted 75% of his attempts from 50 yards or more, a testament to both his leg strength and his poise in high-pressure situations. His kicking motion is smooth, repeatable, and efficient, which translates into reliable results week after week. Of course, no player is without flaws, and Borales is no exception. But before we touch on his limitations, it's worth emphasizing just how solid his production has been across different distances. When analyzing field goals, it's useful to categorize them by range, from 50 yards and beyond, 40 to 49, 30 to 39, 20 to 29, and so on. Interestingly, it's generally advised to avoid attempting field goals from inside 19 yards, as going for a touchdown might be a better strategic choice. In his final collegiate season, Borales was flawless from 20 to 29 yards. He maintained a perfect record from 30 to 39 yards as well. From 40 to 49, he missed only one attempt. And beyond 50 yards, he was again perfect, even nailing a 56-yard field goal with precision. These numbers aren't just impressive on paper. They reflect a kicker who has honed his craft, learned from his missteps, and developed into a clutch performer. One of the most telling aspects of Borales' evolution has been his response to adversity. After the infamous miss against Virginia, he didn't shy away from pressure situations. On the contrary, he embraced them, delivering game-winning kicks and proving his medal time and again. That's exactly the kind of player the Patriots need. A kicker who not only has the physical tools, but also the mental fortitude to rise to the occasion. When comparing Borales to other kickers who entered the draft, it's clear that while some had flashy seasons, few could match his consistency over a 4-year span. And that consistency wasn't limited to field goals. Extra points, which are sometimes overlooked, are another area where Borales excelled. While college extra points differ slightly from the professional level, his record speaks for itself. In his final year, he converted 44 out of 45 extra point attempts, showcasing both accuracy and reliability. For the Patriots, the decision to bring in Borales wasn't just about filling a roster spot. It was a calculated move, aimed at addressing a glaring need with a player whose work ethic aligns perfectly with the team's culture. He's not just a kicker who performs well on the field. He's someone who embodies the discipline, focus, and determination that define success at the highest level. That said, there's still the matter of competition. While Borales' arrival has generated excitement, the reality is that Joey Sly remains on the roster. Some might wonder if he still has a shot at reclaiming the role. After all, Sly has had moments of brilliance in his career, even if they've been overshadowed by inconsistency. Could he find his rhythm again and challenge Borales for the starting job? It's possible, but the truth is that Sly's stint with the Patriots felt more like a stopgap solution than a long-term answer. His signing was a reaction to immediate needs rather than a strategic acquisition. The Patriots knew heading into the draft that they needed to find a more reliable option, and their focus was clear from the start. When I think about Sly's situation, I can't help but recall players with similar trajectories, talented but unable to maintain the level of performance required to secure a permanent spot. What's certain is that there will be competition in training camp. Coaches will undoubtedly emphasize that every position is up for grabs, that performance dictates playing time, and that nothing is guaranteed. That's the standard coach speak, but it resonates with fans because it reflects the ethos of professional sports. Players must prove themselves every single day, and no one gets a free pass based on past achievements. For Borales, this means staying sharp, maintaining his consistency, and demonstrating that he can outperform Sly not just on paper, but in live action scenarios. Every rep, every practice kick will be scrutinized. And while some might view this competition as a formality, it's crucial for both players to approach it with the utmost seriousness. Now, addressing one of the few criticisms that have surfaced regarding Borales, his hang time on kickoffs has been described as slightly below average. For those unfamiliar with the term, hang time refers to how long the ball stays in the air after a kickoff, impacting the coverage team's ability to position themselves and limit returns. While this might sound concerning at first glance, it's important to keep it in perspective. Given the evolving strategies around kickoffs in the NFL, with many teams opting to kick the ball deep into the end zone to minimize returns, the importance of hang time has shifted. Moreover, recent rule changes have further influenced how special teams coordinators approach this phase of the game. For instance, a touchback now places the receiving team at the 30-yard line, while a kickoff that goes out of bounds results in the ball being placed at the 40. These nuances affect how teams weigh the trade-offs between hang time, placement, and overall kickoff strategy. In Borales' case, this supposed weakness is far from a deal breaker. It's a manageable aspect of his game, one that can be refined with coaching and practice. Special teams coordinators are well aware of how to adjust schemes to compensate for minor deficiencies, and Borales has shown a willingness to learn and adapt. At the end of the day, this is the only significant critique that has emerged about his skill set. And in the grand scheme of things, it's a small price to pay for a kicker who brings so much to the table in terms of accuracy, mental toughness, and clutch performance. As we gear up for the season, the big question is, how do you feel about Borales stepping into this role? Are you excited about his potential, or do you still have reservations? Maybe you see something that others don't. Either way, it's a conversation worth having. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling around the New England Patriots training camp after unconfirmed reports emerged suggesting that star wide receiver Stefon Diggs may have suffered an injury during a recent practice session. Though no official statement has been released by the team, sources close to the situation indicate that Diggs left the field early following a non-contact play, sparking concern among teammates and fans alike. Diggs, who joined the Patriots in a blockbuster trade during the offseason, was expected to play a key role in revitalizing the team's struggling offense. Known for his elite route running and explosive playmaking ability, the veteran receiver was already becoming a favorite target in organized team activities. Any potential setback could significantly hinder the Patriots' progress in building chemistry between Diggs and quarterback Drake May, the rookie sensation drafted to lead the franchise into a new era. While the Patriots medical staff has remained tight-lipped, speculation continues to grow on social media and among NFL insiders. Several fan-shot videos from the day in question appear to show Diggs limping off the field, although the footage remains inconclusive. As expected, neither head coach Jerod Mayo nor any team representative has addressed the rumor directly, maintaining the organization's typically guarded approach to injury news. If Diggs is indeed injured, it would be a major blow not only to the Patriots' offensive scheme, but also to the player himself, who has been looking to reestablish himself as one of the league's top wideouts after a rocky end to his tenure with the Buffalo Bills. With the AFC East shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL, the Patriots can ill afford to lose their premier weapon just as the season begins to take shape. As fans await confirmation, anxiety is mounting in New England. The hope remains that the rumors are overblown and that Diggs will return to the field soon, ready to fulfill the high expectations placed upon him. Until more information is released, however, the uncertainty will continue to cast a shadow over Foxborough. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.